This colony of ants is sneaking into the human house, and they're ready to take revenge. While the boy sleeps, the ants crawl up to his mouth and drop a vial of potion into it. And when they're done, the captain of the ants sinks his fangs into the boy's skin. The venom began to penetrate his body. The itching sensation woke him up quickly, but strangely enough, his body began to shrink rapidly as the eye could see. Eventually, he became the size of an ant. At this moment, the boy didn't know what was happening. Facing the ants' attack, he was no match for the ants. After the battle, he became a prisoner. He was captured by an army of ants. They took him back to the anthill. Looking at the majestic queen in front of him, and the rows of ant soldiers around him, he was terrified. The queen said she didn't bring him here for no reason, because half of her people were killed or injured because of him. The boy remembered that he'd been driving a toy car, that he had run over ants on the ground, but he didn't realize it would be such a fatal blow to the ant colony. The queen ordered the boy to be banished to the front line, to work as a laborer, to help the other ants carry food and rocks. The ants passed him in turn carrying the food. Two of the ants put a grain of rice on his back to carry it to the granary. His shrunken body couldn't even move a grain of rice. He stumbled and fell to the ground. When the ant chief saw this, he wanted to beat him with a stick. A kindly ant stepped forward to stop him, and saved the boy. It's time to eat. All the ants are lining up for food. Only the boy sits on the ground, thinking of his home and his native land. An old ant reads his mind, and brought him his food, and reassured him not to be sad. As long as he works long enough, then he would be released from this place. The boy had a glimmer of hope. The termite family is now preparing to sneak into the nest. They're chewing up trees, trying to uproot the ant's nest. But the red ant chief is watching. He thought that there's going to be a war between the two ant families. Before that, they need to move food faster to prepare for the coming war. At this moment, the red ant family have entered a state of war. They are working overtime to transport food. The empty granary is being filled up little by little. The boy saw that this kind of food transportation is still too inefficient, so he modeled on the four-wheeled vehicles of the human world. Ferris wheels and seesaws, with the available leaves. He made a variety of tools to carry the grain. Then he put the grains on the ground, one by one into a simple cart. He was able to transport 20 grains of rice by himself, 20 times more efficiently. The ants on the side were amazed. They're amazed that this little boy from the human world. There's a human boy in the ant's nest. The ant chief asked him, "How can we transport food to a high place?" The boy immediately took out a Ferris wheel made of bamboo, and he puts the grain in every little hole. And by turning it, the grain could be transported from the bottom up. These inventions caused a sensation in the whole red ant family. They began to carry leaves and bamboo to make the transportation tools that the boy showed, with a view to mass production. And while they were at it, the old ants took the boy around their fungus plantation. The ants with big, fat bellies, climbing on the roof of the cave. They are densely packed together. The secretions from their bodies can be used to feed the fungus below, and the fungus feeds the ant larvae. This is the secret to keeping their family alive. Soon news comes from inside the cave. The queen is about to give birth. The ant doctors rush to the delivery room. Finally, after an hour, the queen has given birth to her eggs. There are more than 2,000 eggs. Taking advantage of the queen's joy of egg laying, the old ants told the queen about the boy's invention. They went to the granary. They see the ants using carts, Ferris wheels and other means of transporting food. It saves energy and speeds up the transport of grain. It also speeds up the transportation of grain. He was very satisfied with the boy's invention. At this moment, the news of the termite army's imminent attack on the city came again. Now the red ants have plenty of food. The queen wanted to go to war, but the boy stopped her. He thought that by capturing the queen of the termite family, and then, if they set up ambushes in the termite family's path. So the boy and a few ant soldiers sneaked through the tunnels to sneak up to the white ant's nest. They quickly knocked down the soldiers at the gate and entered the nest. But they didn't get very far. They encountered a group of white ant soldiers. They're not as strong as the red ants. They were quickly defeated. They continue to go deeper. They caught the queen who was about to lay her eggs. The red ant family is out in force, with advanced weaponry. The red ant family has come out to fight back. Not only land troops, but flying ants as well. They're spraying nectar all over the ground. The termite soldiers are stuck and can't move. Without the queen's command, the termite army is scattered. The termite army looks like a scattered army. Finally, the red ant soldiers open the dam. The termite soldiers are scattered. After the war, the queen thanked the boy for helping her family. She gave him a pill to restore his appearance, and ordered the flying ants to escort him home. The boy realized that even the weak have the right to live.